Hello, everyone. Welcome to a very special edition, much-needed edition of the Ice and Dixon Show. I am Ice. With me, as always, is Dixon. How are you?
Ice, thanks for calling this emergency program for us today. Really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, no problem. And I think we all know what the emergency is, and we're going to be talking about the Ukraine and Russian conflict that is currently ongoing right now. We're going to be doing some live updates throughout the show and also discuss what we think is happening, what we think about what's happening, and how we got to this point, and some people that need to be thrown under the bus real bad.
Wait, I thought this was about Skeet and Kanye.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually way more important right now. That's all I'm seeing on my news feed.
Find God, and that's it. That's all we have for you.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
No, back to reality. Sorry to
sorry.
digress. We need to keep it light in these trying times.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this shit is crazy. Excuse my French, but I don't care anymore. I'm coming out swinging. I don't care. This is absolutely fucking insane about like what is happening right now, what we're seeing in front of us, what Putin's doing, what's happening in Ukraine right now. It's incredible. A week ago, like, we did not think that we were going to be here.
Yeah. Yes. And things have evolved and changed and have escalated. Not to be cliche, but escalated very quickly. And it's really, really the whole thing's a shame.
Yeah.
We pretty much could have been avoided in reality.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's geopolitical things are confusing. I think I'm too dumb to understand really, but I get the overall consensus of what's happening, right? Like I don't know if you feel that way, but yeah, there's a lot of people to blame. But who really is to blame for all this? Who needs to be thrown under the bus? Who's saying like this is the reason that we got here?
You really want to hear this? You really want to hear this left field? But I think it's absolutely the truth.
I need to, because I'm confused looking at all this stuff. I mean, I know who to blame for what's happening right now, but my question is, who's to blame? Who put us here? Who set up the chessboard for us to get to this point?
So, the worst president of all time, saying it right now.
Oh boy.
Forget Jimmy Carter. Forget even Obama.
Oh my God.
George W. Bush.
Wow.
The worst president of all time. This is the reason why we're here.
This is unbelievable. This is an exclusive. I need like alarm bells going off right now. This is like like air.
Boy, I'll tell you what, you are so diverse. You are such a virtuoso with the impressions. It's true. It's so you had so much of Putin's lens and perspective is historical.
Yes.
And he had an address, I think it was 2 days ago. One of the first things he mentions is America's failed invasion of Iraq. That had no precedent, had no grounds, had no legal course of action. And that's really what it goes back to. So this kind of framed this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because in reality, you have Putin he's Mr. Soviet. He's definitely a Soviet guy.
100%. Yes.
Yeah. KGB, old school. So for decades, his perspective has been, the Soviet Union will rise again.
Yes.
We've been slighted. We've been treated terribly. We're gonna show things. We're gonna get things done. We're gonna do things right. Mm-hmm. So his interpretation, his perspective of the West, starts with George W. Bush and how Iraq was totally, completely a ridiculous thing. It's 20 years ago. We're still paying for it. We're going to be paying for it now in terms of how the world views us, in terms of our military action, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so it was totally unwarranted, is what you were saying. We had no right being there.
Yeah, I think so everybody was kind of gung ho. Everybody's like, "Oh yeah, let's do something about it." It became very obvious very quick. Iraq wasn't it.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. And
but I mean,
would consider Iraq. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say there was a lot of public sentiment towards that too. Like people were protesting against going in there, but at the same time, it became like it kind of split everyone down the middle. Like people were like, "Well, you're not patriotic if we don't go in there," and like it was a weird time. But as far as George W. Bush was concerned, he was fucking 100% gas to the floor. We're going there now. We need to.
Yeah, and even so much about it, okay, you can look at George W. Bush. There's no real reason why Bush was elected. Besides, he was put in power.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the fall guy.
Yes.
And I don't want to hear now. Oh, he's a cool grandpa. He does oil paintings. Him and Obama are friends. Get the fuck out of here.
Get the hell out. Yeah. Why do I care? I don't give a shit about that. Give me a fucking break.
The man was a warmonger who was driven by oil, and his whole cadre of people. You had Cheney from Halliburton. You had Karl Rove, also from the Washington establishment, right wing. They had this whole idea of propping this douchebag up because he was going to be their fall guy, and now somehow he's redeemed his image, and people seem to like him. He's viewed as this centrist. He wasn't. He's an asshole.
Exactly. It's so funny how our view of them gets like tarnished over time, because like you could look at him and say he's like like you said, he's like a crazy warmonger.
Yeah.
But now like we see a picture of him making like an oil painting and being a grandpa, and we're like, oh, he was so good. Like what's going through people's minds? What's wrong with these people?
It's amazing, and it's so for you had, once again, you talk about that geopolitical perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, talking about Bush and Cheney together really came down to oil, came down to natural resources.
Yes,
it came down to, okay, let's just do something. Let's flex our muscles for the heck of it. So we're in Iraq. That's botched. We're just recovering from that now. Iraq had no interest in the U.S. being there. It's
correct.
Trump was really controversial when he said they should have kept Saddam Hussein in power. You hate to say this,
but I mean, but saying that is like, well, yeah, we shouldn't have been in there in the first place, and then Saddam would have just kept his power.
Yeah. So Saddam was obviously a ruthless dictator, but in reality, what we were doing much different. We weren't. We were forcing democracy upon these people. Exactly. Is that what they wanted?
Who knows? We will never know. Like, truthfully, they're probably just dealing with Saddam Hussein, and then you got us coming in blowing shit up left and right, and it's like, oh, thanks. Like, I guess this is better. I don't fuck. My house is leveled. It's like, but this is all under the guise of like, oh yeah, we're gonna install democracy there. Like,
right.
Why do we care about that place? And it comes back to what you said. It was about the oil. It was about the natural resources, and that was it.
Right, exactly.
We're not doing this to say like, oh, we're good people and like, oh, they need democracy there. We're gonna no, it's not about. We're not doing this out of the goodness of our hearts. Sorry,
right.
Yeah.
No, it's the truth, and it's like this idea that we're policing the world.
Yeah.
So you fast forward, and you have Barack Obama in office, and Barack Obama, who's Nobel Peace Prizes and the humanitarian and all this kind of stuff, would drone and bomb the heck out of Syria like every day.
that is the most unearned award I've ever seen in my entire life. What the hell did I remember seeing that? I'm like, what?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Exactly. And so fine. Things were okay. Relatively, arguably calm. Besides the fact that Obama loved bombing Syria and everything else.
It was kind of all under the radar though. Like people didn't know until they really like kind of looked into it. You didn't hear about, like, it wasn't on the news or anything. Shit was quiet.
Absolutely. Like kind of like that. How every day when Trump was in office, it was this a different news story, a different breaking story, constant media coverage of just nonsense, and really you didn't have that. With Obama, and you usually don't have that because usually the media is on their side, evidently, it seems like, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So then you go to Trump, and Trump is calling out China.
Yep.
He's certainly calling out Russia. I don't want to hear that Putin and Trump are buddies. I mean, what kind of take is this?
I know he was pretty vocal about being like against Russia and what they were doing. He was against all the European countries buying oil from them and saying like,
right,
because the European countries on one foot would say, oh well, we condemn Russia and like everything they're doing, and then the next day they're making billion-dollar oil deals with Russia in the next step. Right. So it's like, what's going on here exactly? And Trump called them out for that. There's a video that's circulating around talking about that.
But he's talking about Germany and everything else.
But that wasn't good enough for the media. They wanted him to like come out and say like, "Oh, I want like Trump wanted to like fist fight Putin or something." Like that's what they wanted Trump to like come out and that was the optics that they wanted, which is ridiculous.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. So meanwhile, you have Trump, and nobody really messed with Trump. I mean, he had no wars, he had no conflicts, he wasn't bombing Syria.
Mm-hmm.
Let's forget about this stuff. Oh my God, the guy was such an asshole. He was on Twitter. He used the word pussy. Well, how many bombs did he drop in Syria? You know what I mean? Like, let's
exactly.
get to the idea here, right?
Yes.
So meanwhile, you have COVID-19, right?
Yeah, that was
huge deal.
That was during the last year of his presidency, if I recall correctly, right?
Right.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
So you have to wonder if some of these conspiracies that you talk about, back in the Cold War, or the first Cold War, you had this concept of, they would take a country without firing a shot.
Mm-hmm.
You wonder if that concept kind of carried over when it comes to, you break down a society from within. It was such a polarizing time. It still is when it comes to, your politics and masks and vaccines and everything else. It really, really put a strain on us from the inside without having any other outside influence in reality.
It did. Massively.
So Trump's calling out Russia. He's calling out China. And you got Joe Biden, JB, scrappy kid from Scranton, gets in the office. So immediately, within weeks, starts dropping bombs on Syria again.
Real quick. We didn't want to let there was too much of a delay there.
Yeah, really made up for lost time.
Yeah. We went to quadruple the bombs to make.
Yeah. Seriously, enough's enough already. Quadruple these bombs. Cancels the Keystone XL pipeline. And starts importing billions of dollars worth of oil from Russia.
Mm-hmm.
Because why would we want to be energy independent, right? We want to rely on Russia and other countries for our energy.
Oh yeah, right? Of course, Dixon. It makes the most sense. I mean, why not? We hate Russia, but at the same time, we need all their oil. So that's
why not?
Yeah.
And meanwhile, you have Joe Biden, and we know, regardless of your politics, you have to understand that Joe Biden is not mentally intact. There are some issues with Joe Biden.
Yeah, if everyone could absolutely agree with that. I mean, you see leftist takes on Twitter, even like they're like, I'm not talking neoliberal, I'm talking like far leftist, but they know that Joe Biden is unstable. Everyone does. Most people do.
You have to realize that.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, you have this internal strife going on. You have Joe Biden, who was elected in a contested election. Let's just say that. We can all agree on the fact that it was contested.
Oh, yeah.
Most popular president of all time. Meanwhile, his approval rating is in the 30s. So I don't understand how that works.
Whoa, you're asking too many questions.
Yeah,
come on,
exactly
what are you doing?
Not only could this be our last show on Earth because of the impending nuclear fallout, but it could be that we're going to be immediately banned from YouTube once this hits the shelves.
God, I don't know what's worse.
In many ways, my life. Yeah, in many ways, it's be the end of the world in either way. So the China and Russia and all these other countries, they're looking at us. They see us. They see what's happening internally. They see we have a weak leader. They see we sent Kamala to do these press conferences, and she doesn't even know what she's saying half the time. In reality, she's just as bad as Biden. I don't know who preps her remarks, but she doesn't even give a definitive answer, or she just starts laughing.
Yeah,
just immediately laughing.
It just shows how unlikable both of them are. I mean, I would say Kamala more so, but like they're just very unlikable people, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
I mean, and they're the face of the country, so.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're paying attention to this.
Mm-hmm.
So you have this internal strife. You have this weak leader. You have a focus in the military of instead of maybe saying, okay, let's do what's right, let's do what's best for our organization, let's build up what we want to do. When it comes to qualifications, when it comes to best case scenario, we're looking at diversity. How do we get the military to be more diverse, more accepting? We see pronouns and bios of military.
Oh my God!
So is it bad? No, but should it be your focus? Probably not. It should be what's best, regardless of who they are, who the people are, whatever.
Correct.
So Russia sees this, and Russia's like, okay,
yeah, all right, well,
here we are. This is the chance. Once again, Putin's a Soviet guy. This is it. This is going to be the Soviet Union. We're going to rise again. It's the KGB. He's going to do it. So what if Biden do? He slaps some sanctions on him. fine. So Biden got the plans, from intelligence that
Yeah.
Russia was going to invade Ukraine.
Correct.
And what does Biden do? He gives them to China. Says this is what Russia's planning. They're going to invade Ukraine. So China gave the plans back to Russia.
Hey, are you saying? Hey, you guys might want to rewrite on this one. Shit's floating around out there.
There's literally no teamwork. There's nothing. So
unbelievable.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. The whole thing's such a mess. So meanwhile, you have Russia invades Ukraine. I'm hearing conflicting reports. I don't know if you heard, but there's a lot of this propaganda coming out, and it's kind of like the first, I guess in reality, the first conflict, the first war in the social media age.
Yes.
It seems like there's like a lot of misinformation, a lot of like old photos. Like the other night, there was this TikTok of these young brides, and it's in the Ukraine, and they're kissing their men, and they're crying, and they're going to war. And I'm looking at this, and I'm getting pissed off. I'm like, this is unbelievable. This could have been avoided.
Yep.
But meanwhile, it's from a movie in 2019. So.
Are you? Damn, that's really emotional. Emotionally manipulating there. They really got you. But yeah, absolutely. No, you're seeing all this stuff though. It's all this, and I guess I can't blame Ukraine, because what do you do in times like this? Like, you're a smaller country getting invaded by this. Not, I want to say a superpower, but like they're they're like 3 times your size. And it's like, well, oh yeah, like you see that jet fighter that they said was an ace, and like he's the ghost of whatever, and so like, is that real? I don't know. So some of the propaganda, I guess, coming out, like, that could bolster the spirits of these poor bastards that are just fucking waiting to get attacked. So, but yeah, no, I have seen it. It's pretty interesting.
and I'm not giving Putin a lot of credit. I don't think Putin's a really smart guy. I really don't think he is. I think he's strategic. I think he's tactful, but he is light years ahead of Joe Biden when it comes to this. Because what do? They invade Ukraine and they go right to Chernobyl. Because what are you going to do? You're going to drop a bomb on Ukraine and literally send the whole world to nuclear fallout when you bomb Chernobyl? I mean, you got to give him credit for that one. That was light years ahead.
Oh, yeah. You're right, because you can't really attack that place because now it's taken, and like you can't bomb it, which is really ballsy move right there. But I mean, really. So I mean, as far as even like, I guess we could talk about, like, as far as like trying to like fend off Russia, and you mentioned sanctions before. It's like, from my perspective, I don't think we should have. I think we should have stopped this before it got to this point. But it's like, what the hell do you do now? And I think that the only thing you can do if you want to avoid World War III, you just have to sanction the fuck out of Russia. Like, that's all you could do. I can't. It's like a rock in a hard place. It's like, okay, you send troops in there, but once you have shooting and firefights between like 2 like countries, and one of them's in NATO, then it's on. Like, it's absolutely on.
Absolutely. And you've been concerned, and you've been saying about possible nuclear implications.
No, I've been talking about this for a long time. So apparently, now this just happened this morning, and I've been following it. Real quick aside, do you know this guy called the Intel Crab on Twitter?
No, I've never heard of the Intel Crab. That's not funny.
No, I never heard of the Intel Crab. I'm not sure many have, but he aggregates like all of this stuff coming out of Ukraine. I don't know if it's like a team of people or something, because there's minute by minute updates. But anyway, shout out to Intel Crab. He's up to 200K followers right now. So he's bringing out some pretty great information. Like, he'll find something, he'll retweet it or whatever, and it's like all these videos of things that are happening, and like, stuff like that. But anyway, that's where I'm getting my intel from, and other Twitter sources. And Putin today put his nuclear arms on high alert, which means they are at the ready. So, but what I heard about this, it might be Putin just, fucking dick measuring. So, yeah. So he did this prior to announcing talks between Ukraine and Russia. Did you see that they're doing this now?
Yes, I did see that. Yeah.
So what Ukraine thinks that they're doing is they're like flexing, like, oh, we have our nuclear warheads on high alert, so you better agree to what we, whatever we come to the table with.
Right.
It's like, hey, we're on high alert. If you fuck with us, if you don't agree to our terms, like we might just bomb you. We don't know. So
Russia would do this, right?
yeah, Russia would do this
Yeah.
to
Okay.
Ukraine, but it
Gotcha.
looks like, and I just got this from the intel crab. It says that Russian-Ukrainian talks have not yet started. At the request of the Ukrainian side, the meeting place was changed. It was 22 minutes ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
So it
How
looks like
much of this is like, guys are?
no, at first I read it that the fighting was still ongoing, so that it got pushed to tomorrow. But now they're saying that they're just changing the meeting place, which is pretty wild. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
That's a big psych. That's a big psych move
Yeah.
from Putin, probably. Yeah. But so much of this is like the perspective. It's so historical. It's so much driven on natural resources because Ukraine and Russia have this whole thing with water too.
Mm.
You have water rights in the Ukraine between Russia, but it's such an interesting historical perspective, and it's been decades in the making. And I love these takes on Twitter that it was, oh wow, it only took Trump 6 years and Biden to get in office for Trump to get his final wish to have Putin expand his empire and invade Ukraine.
Oh
What
my
is wrong with these
God.
people?
Why do they think that Trump wanted this? I don't understand. Could you explain that to me? Why do they think Trump was so like in bed with Putin?
Yeah.
Like it you know what all started with, Dixon? You know what all fucking started with?
Yeah.
That stupid Russia hoax. That's where this
Yes.
all started, and then it just, even after I was completely acquitted, completely and totally of all. After that happened,
Yeah.
after he was completely acquitted and totally innocent, they just kept rolling with it.
Yeah.
They just kept saying, "Oh, well, he's in bed with Russia."
What a fucked up like explanation for losing that Russian misinformation led you to vote for Donald Trump.
Yeah,
That what is why?
exactly.
How is that even a thing?
And wasn't it just like some like Russian oligarchs or something that like Trump was gonna like back some legislation that was in America that was gonna somehow help Russia in some way, like I don't know if it was like a trade agreement or something. And so
Right.
like they like, oh hey, we're gonna buy like some ads on Facebook, which anyone could do. So like
Yeah.
you could buy ads on Facebook to like put whatever the fuck you want on there. I could be a disinformation agent and buy an ad, And
Yeah.
I think it was like 10,000 ads or something. Like that was like the whole thing about it. And they're like, because of this, that's why Trump is allied with Russia, and
That is unbelievable.
yeah, that was I remember that being a big thing, and then I read it and I'm like, what the like this isn't this is nothing. This is in 100% a nothing burger.
Yeah. Literally. And then not to mention that, well, maybe they figured that like Hillary Clinton is probably one of the most unlikable people of all time, a hangover
Yes.
from the elite, eliminates people that are against her, warmonger as well, just like her husband. I mean, all these factors
Yeah.
coming into play, I don't know.
Yeah, I love how we just like totally toss that out the window, that like Hillary
Yeah.
Clinton isn't like the most unlikable bitch on the face of this planet, and then we just like blamed it on Russia as if she had no part in her losing. I can't stand that
Absolutely
woman either. There's something about her, like
Oh my god.
like almost. You ever see her on like SNL or anything? Like trying
Yes.
her hardest to act like a human and like do a skit.
Yes. It's just painful. It's just absolutely painful.
It is. I do not like her at all. And my one neoliberal friend is very, very in love with Hillary to this day.
Really interesting.
It was pretty funny. So we're going back and forth. We're talking, and he's like, I can't believe Trump said that Putin was a genius for doing this. He's like, he's praising him. I'm like, well, I wouldn't call it praising. I think he's just saying like, Putin's a good strategist because he just had to
Yeah.
had
Took
to
advantage
roll
of the
Yeah.
whole thing. Yeah, right.
He took advantage and said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do it." Again, we don't support that, but like,
Yeah.
it's not like whatever. And then then the next day, this is all it takes for these neoliberals too. The next day, Hillary Clinton came out and said, "I don't agree with what Trump said," and he was like salivating over it. He was sending me links.
Oh my god.
He's like, "This feels so good. I can't believe that it feels so good to see." The Queen Hillary Clinton to come out.
Oh my god.
I was like, come on. I love the guy, but he's just like, come on, man. Like you gotta
Yeah.
fucking calm down with this.
the biggest symbol of the elite of what's wrong in Washington, what's
Yeah.
wrong in politics, the actual swamp, Hillary Clinton. I mean, pick out Bernie, pick somebody else.
For God's, yeah, Bernie. Well,
Yeah.
that's another thing. He doesn't like Bernie. He like hates
What?
Bernie. Yeah,
That's unbelievable.
I'd fucking vote for Bernie. But like he he's like he's neoliberal, like hardcore, just neo.
Mm,
It's weird. He used to be progressive, and then he switched back to
interesting.
the left. The whole left leaning community is a very it's a very diverse
Yes.
field, I guess, because you could have people, because these people are all Democrats, Bernie, Hillary Clinton, all of them, but
Right.
like they could hate someone in that party, but absolutely adore someone
Right.
else, which is pretty crazy to me. There's a lot of infighting over there. I feel like on the right, it's just like, well, I fucking like this guy, and like no, there's no segments of the. I mean, you have
Yeah.
the far right, I guess, but other than that, they're all
Yeah.
voting for the same fucking guy.
Right. 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 No, it's just unbelievable. And I mean, where Putin's coming from, and you have, yeah, like I said,
Hmm.
Putin is just doing his thing. This is the perfect time. This is it. He can do it. This is the Soviet is going to rise again.
Yeah.
And I love to see these posts from these people online. What can we do to help Ukraine? Help Ukraine, all this stuff.
Hmm.
You know how you help Ukraine? You don't elect a demented fucking douchebag. That's how you avoid these things.
Exactly.
You know, I don't get it.
Hey, hey, Dixon. At least we don't got the mean tweets anymore, though. So I mean, there is that.
No mean tweets. But here
No
we are
mean no mean
on the
tweets.
verge of World War III. I hope it was
War,
worth it,
war.
everybody. I hope it was worth it
Isn't that
because
crazy?
Trump was a bully.
That's all it took for like this cascade of events to happen. Let me ask you this: Do you think that he would have? Do you think that Putin would have done this if Trump was in office right now?
Absolutely not. So much, absolutely not. So much of the virus and
Hmm.
this is about disrupting the supply chain too. It's about impeding progress. It's about taking down the West. It's about not so much their own power. It's just taking away from our power. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
such a it's not just dropping bombs. It's strategic. It's let's limit the supply chain. Okay, well, they're importing oil from us. Okay, well, what are you going to do now? What are you going to do? You're going to open up the pipeline you just closed and laid off a million people? It's
yeah,
just, yeah,
yeah. Exactly. So
it's
like,
unbelievable.
now that happened, it's like, well, we're still relying on Russia, and the gas prices are going to go up because we stopped importing their fuel. Or did we do that? I because I've heard conflicting reports that we were going to stop importing their oil, but Biden kept that open because he wanted to keep the gas prices down or something or other. Did you hear
Oh my
this?
God. No, I
Yeah.
didn't hear it. Yeah, where are they down? Isn't the national average like $4?
Yeah, I think so. Let's like the national average gas price. I don't know. It probably is like $4.
It'd be up there. I mean, I know it's like $4 in California at least.
Oh yeah, for sure. Um, I don't know. I can't really find anything here. Current
Nope.
average. This can't be correct.
Let's see it.
$3.54.
That's still pretty high.
That is really high, but I mean around me it's like 370 with
Really?
if you use your credit card. So
Oh,
yeah.
you pay cash. It's like what, 320?
Yeah, yeah. No, it's like 10 cents a gallon cheaper or something like that.
Who carries cash in this day and age?
No, literally no one. That's how they get you. As if they have to charge like an extra dollar per fee to just for you to use your credit card. Kind of ridiculous. Kind of a scam, but what do I know?
And then in reality, if you wanted to use their ATM at the gas station, it's probably a $3 fee to use to use the ATM.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. So it's like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. So
Oh
I don't
my
know.
God, what a society!
I never carry cash anyway. But real quick, I got another update from the Intel crap. Now
Oh,
this is kind of interesting to me, and I didn't expect, as bad as this whole thing is, I didn't expect Russia to get their ass handed to them this hard. So it says Russia is experiencing brutal losses never seen before, and Russia did not
yeah,
expect this. And this is coming from Russia. This is Russian reports, right?
right.
So the losses of the armed forces of the Russian Federation, they lost 27 aircraft,
Wow.
146 tanks,
Oh my God.
30 pieces of automotive equipment, 60 fuel tanks, and a total of 4,300 Army personnel.
Oh my God. So yeah, they definitely did not expect the force they were met with, or the resistance.
No, not I really don't think so. And according to like Intel, they said that Ukraine was like according to their schedule,
Uh,
that Ukraine was supposed to give like an unconditional surrender today,
wow. Oh, geez.
and they're not even close to that.
Huh. So much of our society is so fragile, and the vid really exposed a lot of it. Just such a fragile society when it comes to, you know, internal discussion. There's no discourse anymore. Everybody's so on
Hmm.
edge when it comes to supply chain stuff. I mean, in reality, we're just like at the bottom of the barrel, and things went down pretty quick.
Yeah, as far as like you mean like as far as like what we supply to our own country and how like we could be more independent?
Oh, 100%. I mean, absolutely. When it comes to energy independence, when it comes to, keeping the peace with just being kind of like flexing our muscles,
Yeah.
remember Trump basically every day at 5 a.m. would be in the bathroom saying, fuck around and find out. Maybe
Yeah.
that worked. Maybe that worked. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, I think Putin even said himself he saw Trump as a thug. Like,
yes,
you're not gonna fuck around with someone like that because
yeah,
you don't know what he's gonna do as much as we don't know what Putin's gonna do now. Like
yes,
Trump could
exactly.
have like as soon as Putin was like as soon as Trump got intelligence that Putin was moving his forces, like there would probably be some serious talks between Trump and Putin, I would
Oh yeah,
imagine.
oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's the great thing about it, too, because you can just see like there's so much like once again when it comes to the swamp, when it comes to that traditional Washington, there's all
Yeah.
this like, oh well, let's call him and we'll set up a meeting and you'll be on the thing. Trump's just there. Just give me the phone. I'm just gonna call him.
Yeah.
You could do that.
I
That's how he does business. You know what I mean?
I love it.
You know?
He's got that
Yeah.
old school like mentality. Like just yeah, give me the
Right.
phone. I'm gonna call him up right now. Like we don't have to set
Yeah.
this up. I'm gonna talk to him right now.
Exactly. And I love these takes. I think we might have talked about it on last show. It's like, oh, Putin forgot he was dealing with Biden, or Trump.
Yeah.
Finally, yeah, Putin's not dealing with Trump. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why he's
Exactly.
doing it.
Oh, but anyway, what else have you been seeing coming out of here? Because I've seen a lot of strange things happening, especially in the celebrity world. Very bizarre things. A lot of people are talking about this one too. But
Yeah, possibly the worst takes. That video you sent me the other day
oh my
is
god,
incredible.
oh my god. So this crazy woman, AnnaLynne McCord. I'm not even sure where she's from. I think she's on like 90210 or something like that. I think
Oh,
someone said.
jeez.
But yeah, so this kind of reminds me when all the celebrities sang to us when we were all dying of COVID. Do you
Oh
remember
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Yeah, so that was really nice. The complete disconnect from reality really showed there. We all of us peons really appreciated it. But we have another one for this day and age of war. So this AnnaLynne McCord, this crazy asshole, she did this whole monologue about her being Putin's mother, and if she was Putin's mother, then he wouldn't be like such a warmonger and like war hungry wanting to take over Russia or wanting to take over Ukraine. It's absolutely one of the most cringe inducing things I've seen in my entire life.
Oh my god, it was. You said that to me. I couldn't. I couldn't look away,
Oh,
but I didn't want to watch it.
like a car
It's just
crash in slow
unbelievable.
motion. Yeah, it was like
Yes.
I think the first time I made it like 30 seconds, and I was just like, I couldn't take it. I was cringing. I felt secondhand embarrassment, like the worst I've ever felt in my entire life. And
The worst I
the,
ever felt in my entire
just
life.
like I could have shit my pants in front of the entire school in like high school or something, and I would not have felt the embarrassment that I felt watching this video. That's how bad it was. And it just makes you want. And she goes on for like 3 minutes. It's just like it's
Oh my
nonstop,
god.
just cringy ass stuff. And I'm just wondering, what kind of mindset do you have to be in to say, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make a message to Putin himself, and this is gonna be really profound, and it's really gonna touch a lot of people. Like, what mindset do you have to be in to do that?
I was exactly what I was going to ask you. Who? Why would you do this? For what? What reason?
I
What do
don't
you think?
Now, if it was a normal person, like like I would say like I'd probably say they're just crazy. But I think with celebrities, it's crazy plus another like layer on top of it, like the narcissism, the you know, attention's getting taken away from me, so I need to be the center of attention. I'm going to get involved in this. My words have power. I could change the world because I was on a fucking TV show for like 5 seasons or whatever. Like that's what these people think in their head.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you could tell, but I'm very against celebrities. I can't stand them.
You've been anti-celebrity since day one. You've always been, once again, you've always been very consistent. That's all we want is consistency.
Exactly. Consistency and liquidate your goddamn gifts. That's the 2 things that we want. Always got to bring.
We want.
We really got to drive that home. But so this crazy AnnaLynne, she's kept this up. She posted this as of the recording of this 3 days ago, February 24th, 2022. The day the world stood still as AnnaLynne gave her famous monologue to Putin. Do you think Putin looked at this? Do you think he saw this?
I think that's part of the reason why Putin is just like, fuck it. This is the time. This is the time to take over the world. If we're gonna do this, there's people like this on Earth that think that they could get through to Vladimir Putin via a video. What is? Never seen anything like that in my life.
That's so funny. That's hilarious. He probably saw this and he probably increased his forces by like 20,000 troops because of this video. Like, probably pissed them off so much. They're like, what the fuck is this?
They're using this to recruit people just to like go over to Ukraine and blow themselves up.
Yeah, exactly.
When you sign up.
Yeah, they were saying that Ukraine should like blast this on loudspeakers throughout the city to like force Russians out because like they just won't be able to take it. It's so funny. She hasn't posted anything. Yeah, no, it really is. She's an anti-human trafficking ambassador. Did you know that? Hashtag end slavery as well. Human rights activist, founder of the Love Storm. Yeah, so she's the
Love Storm, of course.
She's big on this stuff. But ever since she posted this, she has not said a word since she posted. No reactions. It's pretty funny because everyone's tearing her up, so it's kind of hilarious.
As opposed to anything, they should just revoke any right she has to ever speak again.
Yeah, just take her. Just actually send her to Russia. Maybe send her to the peacekeeping talks. Maybe that's where she is right now.
That's it. She's going over there. She's going to meet on the border at Belarus.
Yeah,
she'll be there.
Yeah, Putin's going to be like, you know what? Get that crazy bitch that said that she wanted to be my mom. Bring her over here. Let's see what she's got to say.
Oh my god! It's just this is like once again, I think this is the first conflict in the social media age, and you're just seeing such cringe stuff. It's incredible. Yeah. Alongside the propaganda thing, like you're seeing these fake stories that have evolved. You know, it's just unbelievable because I guess we've never really seen that in this day and age before.
No, we haven't. This is like a strange time that we're living in. Like we could. Someone was saying this yesterday. One of my friends, he's like, it's kind of like you're just watching like a sports game and you're just like refreshing to see like the score, like every so often. That's, I mean, like not to downplay what's going on, but like essentially it's kind of what it's like right now. Like I'm just refreshing this Intel Crab guy to see like what's happening. It kind of sucks. Like you can't do anything. We can't do anything from here. I mean, the best we could do is hope for what's going on. But just one more thing with these celebrities. Did you see that? That woman from The View. She's older with like the orange hair, and
Joy Behar. Yeah.
Wasn't she complaining about her trip to Italy or something? She's like, I want to go to Italy, but now it's.
Yeah, it's because her trip to Italy has been delayed because of COVID for the last 2 years, but the way she said it was unbelievable. It's like.
Yeah,
because the one co-star like brought up, she's like, this is something else. Like this is really crazy to see. I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. She's like, like you plan a trip and you make plans to go on a trip, and with COVID, you don't take the trip, and now you have this going on. It's like insane. Like the way she just said it was just like so nonchalant, as if there were concern.
Yeah, exactly. Like this was the worst thing that could possibly happen.
Once again, who is watching The View? I have no idea.
Yeah, exactly. No one's watching it. Here's her quote. I wanted to go to Italy for 4 years. I haven't been able to make it because of the pandemic, and now this. It's like, what's gonna happen there too? Like this again. Totally disconnect from reality. Doesn't care about the people in Ukraine or what's going on. It's about her trip to fucking Italy for her own pleasure. Like
Mm,
that's all that matters to her. Probably didn't think about the Ukrainian people for one single second.
unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's probably the ultimate. That's definitely the worst take I think of this whole thing. I mean, now forget it. I wish I were your mother. That's just
Yeah,
psychotic. That's
yeah.
psychotic level behavior.
That one definitely is psychotic. That's fucking crazy. Might have to maybe we'll tweet at her and ask her what's going on. Maybe we'll get her on the show.
Yeah, possible friend of the show.
But yeah, like if there's one thing that I could say about AnnaLynne McCord, it's that she's pretty attractive.
Really, maybe stepmom scenario, or Putin's stepmom, or maybe she comes onto the
Oh,
show.
I could definitely see that. Oh my god, oh my god. I'm scrolling through her pictures. There's topless pictures of her on her fucking Twitter.
Oh
Oh
my
my
God!
goodness.
This is unbelievable.
It's like one of those see-through things, but it's very see-through. Like
Oh,
there's
okay.
nothing left to the imagination. I
You see nip.
see a lot of stuff. Yeah, this girl's definitely
Oh boy.
hot.
I see a lot of I see a lot of stuff. She should come on. If she come onto the show, Ice and Dixon.
Yeah,
If
please.
I were if I were your stepsister.
Maybe a little recording session with that one as well. Really get into it with her.
Yeah, let's collaborate. Like,
Let's just get crazy. Let's get crazy together. Let's collaborate. Let's explore.
let's explore. Oh man.
Oh
Well,
man.
hopefully
Yeah.
by the time this hits the airwaves, we'll either be in peace or we'll be obliterated. Who knows?
Yeah. Hopefully we will be okay. I mean, are we gonna do? Are we gonna do this? Because this was an emergency show. We usually don't do this on the weekend, folks. But we just wanted to get our thoughts out real quick on this. But we're probably gonna do another show this week, right? Or are we gonna count this as this week's show?
Let's plan to do another show. Maybe just do a follow up on this because we
Yeah,
the people need us.
absolutely. I mean, like shit's changing constantly, so we'll do that. But I guess the our bottom line takes on this, our hot takes about what's going on. I'll summarize mine. Okay, summarize mine
Mhm.
really quick for everyone, so they know exactly where I stand on this. I think that I think that what we're doing right now is the best that we could do. I don't. We've gone too far. Essentially, is what I'm saying. I think Putin should have been stopped prior to this. I think we should
Mhm.
stop relying on Russia for oil. I think we should become energy independent because then shit like this happens and it hits the fan. And then you're stuck between a
Mhm.
rock and a hard place. And now you have all the suffering that's going on now. I think Putin should have been stopped prior to this. I think, George W. Bush, worst president in the world, he could have done something to do this. And he kind of instigated this by invading other countries without any fucking reason. So Putin looks at us and he just says, well, look at what you guys fucking did, right? Am I right on
That's
this?
spot on. Yeah,
Okay,
it's spot
yeah.
on. It's spot on. It's
Just,
exactly
I
what it
don't
is.
I don't want to adopt your one of your talking points or viewpoints and butcher it, but I think I got it right there. But that's where I stand on it. And you know what? If he attacks a NATO country, then we're going to World War III, but we're going to have to because that's Article 5 of NATO. So
Wow.
I mean I hope this ends peacefully. I don't see how it can, but again, we're doing the best we can right now to fight against them, but it's the best we could do in a shitty situation, and we should have stopped him, and we should have been tougher on him
Mhm.
prior to this. And I honestly 100%. Last thing I'm going to say here. I'm sorry, I'm rambling on, Dixon, but I
I appreciate
honestly,
this. I love the scramble.
I honestly think that Trump would have been tougher on Russia prior to this going
Yep.
up. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care. Oh, he loves Putin. No, I do not think so. I think that Putin was actually afraid of Trump in some aspects, especially something like this.
Oh yeah,
So
100%.
that's what
You
I
think
feel,
think
and that yeah,
you think they'll have the draft? You think they'll have the draft if we go to war?
that's a good question. I don't know if they would reinstate that. I mean, I guess it depends on how full scale we would go. I guess it depends on like, are we just sending troops to Ukraine, or are we like fighting? Are we like bolstering up our defenses within our country? I think
I don't think one individual is draftable in this country.
I would say that's a big no. That's a hard no. I mean, did you hear about these young guys that are fighting for Russia? They're like 19 fucking years old. I mean, if
Jesus.
if Russian teens can't fucking fight, then I don't think we're ready to fight because
Yeah,
I'd
exactly.
say we're much softer. We probably grow up a lot more coddled, I'd say, than in the fucking desolate wasteland of Russia. So like if those guys are battle hardened, I would agree with you there.
Yeah, between the TikToks and the selfies and the vaping and the Starbucks and the crystals and the cocaine and everything else, it's over. We'd be done.
It'd be completely. We'd be eradicated. It'd be over. Forces would be wiped out immediately.
Do you see the meme? It was like, I want to stop living through historical times, and it's like a woman at a standing desk in a beautiful apartment with
surrounded by plants. And that's one of the worst parts about all of this is seeing these fucking like leftists and everything, and you know, these people like liberal people that are saying like, oh, this is so hard, this is so tough, and like they have it. Oh, I can't live through these events anymore. Like, you fucking have it better than 99% of the world. Like, you realize that, right?
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
You're living in America. You got a roof over your head. You probably have a decent paying job. You're better off than 99% of the world. So just fucking give it a rest.
Yep, it's true. And here we are.
Yeah.
Strong men make. What's the phrase? What's the phrase? Weak men make bad times. Strong men make
hard
good times.
Hard times.
Yeah, something like that.
Strong men make good times. I feel like George Bush. Fool me once.
Yeah.
Well, you fool me twice. You ain't gonna fool me again. This is what I'm saying.
I love that Bush moment. And I had no idea you were such a talented impressionist. That's incredible.
I love doing it.
That's really good. That's really good. Gee, man, you cover all the bases.
Oh man, it's something with the strong times, hard times, good times, bad times. I know what you're getting at though. I can't remember how to say it to be honest with you.
It's one of those things, but here we are.
Yeah, just trust us. It's a really good saying. Just you're gonna have to look it up. Yeah, take our word for it. Just trust us. Oh man.
Well,
yeah,
thanks for putting this emergency show together. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed covering this because if we get the word out just a little bit, I just wanted to get our perspectives out because I feel like a lot of people are going to be asking this. Everyone listening is going to be asking.
Yep, exactly.
So, yeah,
Wonderful.
We'll see you guys later this week then.
Wow, what a great time to subscribe. Double the show.
Yeah, you guys are getting 2 for the price of 1. And remember, we are on anchor.fm/Ice and Dixon. That's Ice A&D Dixon. And everywhere else podcasts are available. Just look up the Ice and Dixon Show, and you can listen to us whenever you want on any listening platform you want. And we'd love to have you there.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. We'll see you in the next show. Be safe out there.
Peace.